Hi, we are entering Kinnikinnick National Forest Campground, also known as Laurance Lake. It is on the north side of Mount Hood. I wouldn't exactly say we're on the north face, but we are definitely very, very close to the base of Mount Hood. Let's see, there's actually quite a few of these free pull-out areas where you can do some boondocking if you're lucky enough to grab one. Quite a few of those on the drive into this campground. We actually had an online reservation, so I'm just going to do a quick walkthrough because when I was trying to do my research on this campground, I really could not find anything, not even a campground map that was posted on the National Park Service website where I reserved the site. So enjoy. I am not a professional YouTuber. I do not have a gimbal, and I am actually walking my dog, so I apologize in advance if there are any sudden movements. But I wanted to start here at this boondock site because we're about to walk up to campsite number 1, and if you can get that one, you are golden. It's absolutely gorgeous. Actually, site 1 or 2, and I'll show you why. Number 1 is actually vacant right now, so you can get a good look. Sorry, my dog is like jerking me all over. So here's campsite number 1. It is right on the lake. You can just back right in here to the spot off the road. And then very private, nice picnic table area and fire ring. And you cannot see your neighbors. So when my husband and I go camping, this is the kind of site we would normally hope to snag, but in this case we weren't as lucky. But yeah, the nearest campsite is number 2, which is over there, and as you can tell, you cannot see anyone. This is total bliss. I'm surprised that these people haven't shown up yet. What a shame. I would love to steal their campsite. And then we're gonna walk by number 2 up here, which is occupied, so I probably won't do any narrating there. Thanks for bearing with me. It's a little bit of a walk to get from number 2 to the rest of the campground, so quite bright out. If I haven't already mentioned, Mount Hood is actually right up there, but we are too far below the tree line to see it. There's like this little foothill in between. However, just past where we started, there's a dam across Laurance Lake, and if you walk across that dam, even about 2/3, 3/4 of the way, and you turn around, stunning, stunning views of Mount Hood right behind all these gorgeous trees and the campground at the bottom. Well worth a 10-minute walk, absolutely breathtaking. Alright, so there we go. Quick glimpse at campsite number 2. Again, right on the lake, total privacy. And then here's Laurance Lake. And we're going to go across this bridge to the rest of the campground. And I can show you a glimpse of the dam. So that is the dam down there that you can walk across. It took us about 10 minutes to get to the entrance of the dam, and then maybe another 5 minutes to walk across. But right there where you see that little bridge area, if you turn around after crossing that, you will be in for a treat. Mount Hood is absolutely stunning and very close. The best photography we've had all trip. Just a summary, we are from Minnesota. We took off after work on a Friday night and we drove straight through to Seattle, took turns driving, and then from Seattle we spent one night in a hotel, and then we have been car camping and tent camping in our Subaru Outback ever since. So we went from Seattle to Astoria, Oregon, down the Oregon coast. We spent a night in Yachats. It's about halfway to California. Then from Yachats we drove down to Redwoods National Park, spent 2 nights at Mill Creek Campground. It's right in the very northwest corner of California. Spent 2 nights there, and then we drove to Crater Lake, And we're intending to do some car camping there, a little boondocking, but it actually was raining cats and dogs. So cloudy, we couldn't see Crater Lake. It was a total bust. So we opted to keep driving past Crater Lake, and we actually drove all the way to the south side of Mount Hood. And we did some boondocking at Frog Lake, which also has a campground. It just hadn't opened yet for the season, but there were plenty of pull-out sites along the way to Frog Lake. And we did some boondocking there last night. And then today we drove up here. And we did the scenic loop around Mount Hood. And we got there about 4 o'clock this afternoon. So now you can see some of the other sites. They're much closer together and not a lot of privacy on this side. I will show you as we get up here what those site numbers are. I would probably avoid this side if you can. But either way, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous campground and a great place to spend the night. So yeah, so these are sites 3 through 8. There's also a boat landing right down there. I think they call that the East Landing. A few campsites right on top of each other. If you're okay with that, then absolutely, it's a great place to stay. We have our dog, of course, as you can see, so we generally look for a little more privacy so that she can run around and do her thing and not bother anybody. Let's see, did I pass the... There is a vault toilet. I'll walk over here and show you. It's actually very nice. It's just your basic vault toilet in the woods, but it actually smelled very fresh. I had 0 problems. I was actually very pleasantly surprised at how clean and fresh smelling it was. So let's go back out here. So that vault toilet is pretty centrally located between this other cluster of sites. Actually, I'm going to backtrack just a little bit. There is actually a campground map on this sign that I meant to photograph because there is no campground map posted online that we could find, and I spent a lot of time trying. So here's the campground map. We came in right there on the east side, and we are now walking toward the west. Alright, so let me grab my dog again. 1 second. And again, I'm just posting this because of the lack of information that I could find for this campground. I'm very much hoping that someone else finds it helpful. So again, parking area. This is also a day use site. People can use the boat launches and pay, I think it's $5. So then over there we have sites 9 through 11. They're a little more treed, and then all of these sites, except for 1 and 2, really are walk-in sites. So there will be a little bit of a trail down to the sites themselves. Let me try and zoom in a little bit. You can see the tent and things down there, so that's why everyone's parked up here. Alright, no one is in campsite 11 yet, but it is already reserved. All of these sites were reserved for this weekend at the time I looked. I got the very last one, so a little bit more private. You have quite a walk down. This is a great site. I would be happy with this one. Let's see. So again, very private. You can't see anyone to the east. Some of the trees down at the bottom here have been cut down, but again, you really can't see any of your neighbors. There's a trail up there, and you can barely make out the hint of a blue tent up by that vault toilet area. But otherwise, gorgeous, gorgeous campsite. And then you can see into Site 12, which is actually where we are staying. My husband is in the process of putting up our green tent right now. But again, this is Site 11 that I'm standing in. I would highly recommend that site. And then let's see. My dog's going nuts because she sees her dad next door. All right. So this is our car. We do have a setup inside that we can sleep at night. Custom fitted air mattress for a Subaru Outback. So again, this is site 12. Also very happy with this. Not quite as private as we would like, but it's actually quite nice and I'm not gonna complain. On Memorial Day weekend, I think we got very lucky to snag a spot at this campground. All right, so here we go. Here's our picnic table. You can see into site 11, but not terrible. And then from this site, there's also a little trail that goes down to the lake. All right, so I'm gonna go back up and show you the rest of the sites. Or at least a glimpse of them. I certainly don't want to invade anyone else's privacy. I just want to give everyone an idea of this beautiful campground. This looks like some day use. So there you can see a sign to the lake. It's a separate trail. And that will walk by a couple of sites but end up at the lake. All right, so let's go. Nelly, stop. All right. So then here is the driveway to the West Boat Launch and campsites 13 through 18. This spot in particular appears to be a day use site only. I don't see a campsite number on it, and I walked down here a little bit earlier as well. And I'm sure that someone would have already reserved this because this is also a gorgeous spot. Again, I'm not sure it's an actual campsite or maybe just a day use site. There is a fire ring though. I'm just not sure. Let's see if we go out this way. Maybe I'll see if there's a site number. So this is the drive that I just showed you. Oh, there it is. I found the site number. Let's see which one that is. Okay, site 13. Beautiful site. Highly would recommend that one. Again, that's the one that we just walked through. Just coming in from the other side now. Gorgeous and private. Not directly on the water. And you can see a couple of the campsites which are on the water. But I would take this one in a heartbeat. Site 13. Lovely site. And then again, there's a trail that goes all the way down to the lake. Let's see. Let's go back out this way. All right, come on, Jules. Come on, this way. Okay. All right. Let's see what's down this way. I haven't walked down here yet, so this is new for both of us. Looks like we have sites on both sides of this boat launch ramp. There is gorgeous Laurance Lake. That is campsite number 16 with the camper. Beautiful, beautiful site. Right on the water. Stunning, stunning, stunning. Beautiful. Looks like you get an extra parking spot for your car if you need that. Or maybe for the boat launch parking. And then what do we got this way? There's that lake, very large, appears to be very popular for fishing. Let's see. The sun is so bright, it's hard to see. There we go. Sorry again for the shakiness, and thanks for bearing with me. So this is site number 15. Again, they're all reserved for this weekend, of course. But this would be your view from campsite 15, if you are so lucky. Trying to maneuver around my dog. Alright, so there's your picnic area, campfiring. Let's see. And here's another little rock trail. But it looks like it ends here and is quite overgrown. So then, I am not sure if that is the tent for campsite 15 or if there's another one on the other side of this. I'm not sure how I would get to it except for walking through this overgrowth. So I'm gonna pass on that one. And then take this trail out. And there is 16 again. Campsite 16 with the camper. And it looks like another vault toilet. And then here is 14. Ooh, 14 looks great too. 14 has that spectacular view. Also looks quite private. You wouldn't be able to see any other campers, so you could use that back area in the trees in the middle of the night, if you know what I mean. Alright, let's head this way. I can give you a peek in here if anyone cares to see. Again, there are two of these, one on each end, and they actually smell great. Somebody has been doing a great job cleaning those. Let me maneuver around my dog again. This is going to be the world's worst YouTube video. Alright. And again, I'm not sure if this is a site here. I don't see a site or a fire ring or a picnic table, so that might just be overflow parking for the boat ramp. But that's it. So now we're just heading back up to this main parking area. But again, this is Kinnikinnick Campground on beautiful Lake Laurance. Just outside Parkland, Oregon. I think we're about 7 miles from Parkland. And there is no cell service here, in case that's critical. But it's also nice to get away and unplug for a weekend, so if getting away is your objective, I very, very highly recommend giving this campground a shot. Thanks for watching. Bye.